À Paris, les boîtes, les cinémas, les restaurants. Sortir, le magazine qui vous donne envie de sortir.
Cheers. Hey, nice to meet you guys. Yeah. What have we got here? Okay, Punchline, it's my family's little winery in the Mosel Valley. Here's an idea of where we are. These are the vineyards, or in those hillsides. That's where our vineyards are. Small winery, we do about 5,000–6,000 case production, predominantly Riesling, a little bit of Pinot Noir. I mean, our family has been making wine for a long time. We started in the 16th century. That's at least how far we can trace it back. And the winery where it is today started in 1892 with my great-grandfather. On the rosé, we take the fruit right off the skins when it comes in, so we make a Blanc de Noir out of it first in order to preserve all the fruit and have no tannin characteristics in the wine. Then we blend just to get the color, just a tiny touch of red wine later on back in to get the color, but still not enough for the tannins to start showing. So we want the wine to be about fruit and minerality, but no tannin. And it's done out of really ripe fruit, so we could actually technically call this an Auslese, but we don't do that on the red wines. But it shows you why the wine, or that explains why the wine is so mouthfeeling. But it is the lower part of the Mosel because it's the end of the river. We're about 5 miles from where the river ends. So what we're tasting next is the Apollo dry Riesling. So we're staying in the same style, but riper fruit being used for the winemaking process.
Very good.
So the Apollo is actually Spätlese, ripeness, fermented into a dry style. And there's an entire 14 six-packs of that is coming to the United States.
That is something that I already had queued up for the list too, so it's nice to be able to taste it. We can move on to other things next week.
We don't want anyone else to have it because
you can't have
that's
any
our
distribution.
story.
You can't have any distribution with that. That's one account.
Yeah, you get all of it.
Yeah.
But the
and
fun,
it's the story.
It's the story, but also it's kind of fun to show people that you found things that are interesting, that are intriguing, that are very good value for the money.
I'm not spitting this one. It smells like brioche. That's really good.
And we were tasting 20 of their wines, and then my brother just tasted through and went like, that one, and that one, let's blend those.
Mm-hmm.
And we tasted and was like, wow, that rocks.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's 30 years of winemaking experience that play into it.
It's
This kind of tricks you too into thinking like there's some residual on the front end, but then the acid comes back and...
Big misperception about white wines that they have to be drunk right after vintage. This is 07 vintage, and the wine really has rounded out and balanced out. It's so beautiful to drink this wine now, 3 years old. This is the sweeter version of the Apollo Dry.
But it still has that really bracing acidity too, so it doesn't come off as...
Well,
it just comes off almost as like riper instead of like, it doesn't come off as sweeter, you know what I mean? And then it kind of cleans your palate off and gets you ready for the next bite of food or the next, you know. I mean, that's pepper and strip steak all over your face, you know? What? That's what I want. I mean, I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch, but that's what I want right now.
And again, that bottle was open on Monday morning.
This one was?
Just the nose on it
What day is it?
gets you excited.
It's
Thursday. This has been 4 days.
I mean, that's... Well, and then again,
I opened
one more reason to pour it by the
The
glass.
flatness even in the nose, like...
No. That wine has a month to go.
Well, and then the thing is that they're all in the right price range where we've talked about doing like featured winemaker on the list.